You know, if you don't have the time to grow a man bun and you don't want to waste all your money on expensive coffee and a fixed gear bike, just watch a Kubrick film. It's just as hip, I swear. Welcome to Movies with James. I am James, and today we're talking about Eyes Wide Shut, the 1999 thriller romance starring Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. Directed by Stanley Kubrick, a classic Kubrick film, actually his last film. He died like a few months after this was made. I wonder if that's a coincidence. When it comes to Stanley Kubrick films, we're looking for a few key things. Shots that go on for way too long, an amazing score, fadeaway cuts, and of course, a metric fuck ton of exposed breasts. This movie has all of them. Let's get into it. Alright, so Eyes Wide Shut got a 74 on Rotten Tomato, kind of low for a Kubrick film, but let's hold off judgment. He's getting a little old. He did this later in life. He may not be as sharp as he used to be, but I'm not going to judge him yet. Let's look a little closer. Going into this movie, I actually didn't look up a lot about it. I kind of wanted to go in blind. Kubrick films are much funner that way. The Shining was good, but I knew exactly what was going to happen. 2001, I've heard it's trippy. This movie, I knew it was kind of a steamy thriller, but I wanted to, be surprised. And I'll tell you, I was fucking surprised. The first 30 minutes of this movie, I was concerned it was just gonna be Tom Cruise walking around New York looking concerned and Nicole Kidman shitty acting. But once you get like 45 minutes to an hour in, you're like, oh God! I did a little research. Apparently when this movie was released, people were really excited to go see it, going, oh dang, Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise, they're a couple, they're acting. Kubrick, it's gonna be awesome. It's a steamy thriller, I love it. But it got kind of bad reviews after that because people were like, you know what, this makes no sense, this is dumb, this is not even that sexy, I don't even like it that much. I understand why people were kind of upset with it when it first came out. It is kind of a letdown. But the thing about letdowns is that in order to be let down, you had to be excited in the first place. So at least you were excited. Alright, so let's talk about some good parts of this movie. A lot of people say that 2001: A Space Odyssey is kind of Kubrick's version of a movie on acid. If that's a movie on acid, then Eyes Wide Shut is a movie on ecstasy. Because you're just rolling the whole time, like what? It's very seductive, not as much as you expect, but more than you need. Within the first 20 minutes of this movie, you see at least 3 pairs of boobs, one of them being Nicole Kidman's, which are completely necessary to see because she's just getting dressed. It's not like she's doing anything. You literally just watch scenes of Nicole Kidman get dressed. Nicole Kidman, could you please take your clothes off and get dressed? I need to film that. Like this? Yes, Nicole, that's perfect. This would be great in my movie. Okay, I hope it's for cinematic purpose. Yes, it's very important we see you get dressed in the morning. How else would they know you put clothes on? That kind of stuff. So the 20 minutes you're in, you're like, wow, there's so many boobs in this movie. Then the actual boobs start, and you're like, wow. The first 20 minutes was nothing. This is the boob show. Just a lot of boobs, what I'm saying. There's a lot of boobs. Boobs everywhere. Stanley loves boobs. So it's kind of about, Tom and his wife have a fight, so Tom goes out one night and he ends up going to a upper echelon orgy kind of deal with masks and capes. You've heard these things. Just think of the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode.
What is the password?
Orgy.
You may enter.
And then imagine everyone at that orgy is just really, really, really rich. That's what you're looking at. Kind of some Assassin's Creed kind of shit going on. So Tom hears about this cool party, he sneaks in, and he finds out it's just an orgy of people with masks on. But as far as orgies go, this is the scariest fucking orgy. They're just having sex, but the masks are so creepy. And behind all the masks are just these rich old dudes. So it's a giant orgy of rich dudes in masks, Tom Cruise kind of perusing around, and you kind of know that everyone there is just a rich old dude, and they're all just like watching people have sex because they can't, figure out how to use a computer and watch porn. Or wait, it's 1999, there is no porn. Well, even if there is porn, these guys are too old to understand how to work it, so they just go to these upper echelon orgies to watch porn. Basically. It's kind of cool to see these orgies with all these elegant masks and these upper echelon castles. How do you organize these kind of things? Is just some rich billionaire one day be like, hey, other rich billionaire, you wanna wear masks and watch dudes fuck women in masks in a castle? That sounds like a great idea. I'll call Ben. Hey, Ben. Yes? Do you wanna watch people fuck in a castle while we wear masks? I'd love to. Can I wear my Assassin's Creed one? Yes, the one that looks like a bird? Yes, the bird one. Good idea. I'll wear the one that looks like an assassin. Ooh, jolly ho. Jolly ho. Jolly ho. Cheers. It's just a bunch of rich, creepy dudes doing creepy shit. So the whole premise is just really enjoyable to see. It's kind of cool. You can't stop watching. You're like, where's Tom going? What's his party? What's everyone doing? Well, this is crazy. Tom, what are you doing here? What's going to happen when you leave? And then there's more it's really suspenseful. You really want to keep watching. So let's talk about the bads of this movie. Number 1, I don't like Nicole Kidman. Not because she's a woman or Australian or a shitty actress. Wait, no, that's the reason. I hate her because she's a shitty actress. There's one scene where she's pretending to be like drunk or high or something, and she's just like, I wanted to cheat on you one time, Tom. I wanted to cheat on you. Tom's like, whatever, okay. So then Tom leaves the room, and that's how he begins the orgy experience. So Nicole, luckily you're married to Keith. You and Keith can go, make money that way. Stop acting. Okay, so the big issue with this movie is that it's 2.5 hours long. It's long as hell. And it really could be cut down to a good hour and a half if, Kubrick didn't have these 20-second long scenes of just Tom Cruise going. There's a lot of just pointless scenes of Nicole Kidman getting dressed or having sex. Ah, Stanley, you dog. So yeah, if it was cut down. So basically, you're sitting through this 2-hour-long movie and you're hoping for it to pay off, right? And you're watching all these long scenes of things draw out, and you're like, where's Stanley going with this? What's gonna happen? You're having such a good time watching it, and then it just ends. It just ends. You're hoping there's a twist or something. No twist. No twist. Very little twist. It's like, no twist. The movie's kind of like you're getting a hand job, and you're like, oh, this is good, I like this, and then all of a sudden the girl's pops out of existence, and you're sitting there with your dick in your hand like, what the fuck just happened? That felt good, I enjoyed that, I was hoping it would lead to something else, and then all of a sudden it ended abruptly, and I have a lot of questions like, what's going on? What the hell? So it's kind of like that, but at least you got a hand job. Alright, so let's rate this. I do it on 5 categories: story, acting, production, creativity, and watchability. Let's do it. The story's very slow in the beginning. It starts with going to some party at some friend's house. There's a lot of sexual innuendos in the movie. You're like, okay, that's a little more sexual than I would assume a casual party. They get into a fight. Tom all of a sudden gets a phone call that someone died. He goes to talk to the dead person's family. He leaves there. All of a sudden he's walking on the street and some girl's like, hey, you wanna go have some fun? And I'm like, is this like a YouTube prank? What's going on? Where's the camera? Then I'm like, oh shit, it's a hooker. So he goes up to the hooker's house and he's like, you know what? I'm not feeling it. Gives the hooker some money, leaves. Then he ends up in a jazz club, and the jazz club guy's like, hey, I'm going to a place where like it's really like, down low and you can't talk about it. Tom's like, ooh, can I come? Anyway, he goes to some secret event that he's not supposed to go to. He's in like an orgy room and he's seeing all this stuff he shouldn't be seeing with these upper echelon orgy lovers, aka old dudes in masks who can't figure out how to use the internet to watch porn, so they need to gather a bunch of people together in castles to watch them bang. Very archaic and dumb, but let's just go with it. So Tom gets caught. They're like, Dr. Tom, this is our orgy, Dr. Tom, you can't be here. They get mad. Drama ensues. Tom's scared. Oh, they get mad at me. What's gonna happen? Then it ends. So it's a good story. It's very compelling. You want, like, you're in the middle of the movie, you're like, ooh, what's going on? I really enjoyed it. The ending, it's kind of good for a movie though to like, leave the audience wanting more than to give them more than they want. But it is 2.5 hours long, so in a way they gave me more than I need, but not enough. Come on, Stanley. But the story's so creative and original and like compelling, I have to at least give it a 4. All right, so let's talk about acting. Nicole Kidman, I'm not gonna say you're the worst actress, but you are the worst actor in this movie, and the dude from Criminal Minds, who's monotone, is in this movie. So yeah, bad acting, Nicole. Tom, probably one of the best actors in America currently. Tom Cruise is actually crazy. Crazy people are good actors because he's able to actually believe he's a different person. During the filming of this movie, Tom Cruise literally believed he was Dr. Tom and he was entering an orgy he was not allowed to go to. He literally believed that. It was amazing acting, crazy, but amazing. Floop from Spy Kids was in it. You know the guy, Alan Cummings. He's a good actor. He had like a little part. Again, Criminal Minds dude, whatever. Acting, I'm gonna have to give it a 3 just because Nicole Kidman took it down so badly. Thanks, Nicole, you ruined it for everyone. Production, it's not like super crazy production. The filming's great, but Kubrick literally relied on his, stylization from The Shining and stuff to give it its Kubrick-esque, so it wasn't that amazing or original or even creative. Plus, a big issue with it was that it was made in 1999, and Kubrick, his fadeaway shots are a little dated for this era, so it kind of felt like you're watching a movie from like 1980 at the earliest. Weird. I'm gonna have to give it a 3. Creativity was off the chart. It was great. I'll be honest with you. You very rarely see a movie about like an upper echelon orgy. You hear about mentions of it, but it's never like fully done with the masks. And the creepiness of it and the questions it raises are so good, but they are not answered. So I guess it's kind of creative to like not answer questions that you raise. Wait, never mind. They did that before. It's creative in a way that Kubrick uses a lot of exposed women. He must scout these women out himself because they're great looking. Kubrick finds the best women, but he's not a face man. This movie kind of shows that Kubrick doesn't care if you're butterface, doesn't mind at all. He wants the body, specifically the breasts. He loves the breasts. That's Kubrick's thing, because he finds the best ones, and they're all real, you can tell. Like Kubrick, he's a boob dude. He's a boob dude, hands down. So I guess it's kind of creative that he shows so many breasts. That's kind of creative. You know what, I'm gonna give you 4, creative enough. Watchability. The first 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, this is dumb. This is just Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman being a family. There's probably gonna be like some affair, something stupid going on. No. Then it turns. As far as movies turning directions, there's pretty good ones. Cabin in the Woods, Place Beyond the Pines, Enemy. If you haven't seen the movie Enemy, watch it, wait till the end. You'll go, what? Very good movie. But this movie, it really turned. It turned directions completely, and I was just shocked and amazed and so excited. But, you know, that excitement led to nothing. But at least I was excited, and it's not easy to excite people in movies. So, watchability, hands down, it's 5. 4 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5.
The answer is 20.
Times 4. Wait, I can do it in my head. That's 80. 80! Get to 80. Wow, that's better than Rotten Tomato. So again, Rotten Tomato, always lacking with the ratings, always giving some weird number. I'm using math, science, physics, and astronomy to figure out the actual answers. So 80. That's a pretty good score. It's a little more Kubrick-y, but it's still lacking for my standards of Kubrick. The problem is Kubrick films were known to be so cutting edge, and now that the edge has been cut so many times with, you know, these crazy movies and special effects, it's hard to actually cut the edge. It's hard to be cutting edge in a world that has no edges anymore. Flat Earth theory. Alright, so some final thoughts I have on this movie. It's a great movie to watch on a date, or if you want to seduce someone. Preferably someone that's seducible, not someone who's kind of uptight and doesn't like boobs. If you like suspense, it's a great movie. If you're alone and bored, it's a great movie. A great time killer also. It's 2.5 hours long. You could watch The Dark Knight, but everyone's seen it like a million times. This is a good surprise. And you have no idea where it's gonna go unless you watch this video, in which case you kind of know where it's gonna go. Sorry, my bad. But it's good enough anyway. Might as well watch it for the creepy imagery and the innuendos. Plus, you can Google a bunch of like interesting facts about the movie. There's a lot of like hidden things Kubrick did. I didn't do that because I'm lazy and I didn't want to do that. I'm just gonna make a video about it and talk about it. All right, well, thank you for joining me on this episode of Movies with James. It's been a pleasure. A very good time. Had a great time. I'd appreciate it if you would like, comment, and subscribe. Or don't. You don't have to. Or do you? Yeah, you don't have to.